we've all gone to school in this class for a couple months now, so you all, of course, know that I cheer for our school. And I also know that none of you consider what I do, like school cheer-wise, a sport. And I agree, because nothing we really do is super hard in school cheer besides some stunts. But besides that, you guys could all, shake our pom-poms and scream chants easily. So, but my opinion on it is completely changed when we're talking about competitive cheer. And I 100% think that should be considered a sport. So, I have experience doing both. I did competitive cheer for 5 years. And I don't do it anymore. And then now I do school cheer, and they are completely different. So for those who don't know the difference, school cheer, we are cheering for other people to win, like our football teams and our basketball teams. But competitive cheer, you're trying to win the competition yourself. And those are all-star cheer competitions, competing routines with high skill levels and sharpness in the divisions they are in. So to be considered a sport, you need these 4 things. It's mental strength, physical strength, rules and guidelines, and competition, and competitive cheer has all these things. So, you don't need to switch it yet. Well, actually, it's fine. So, mental strength, we're starting with mental strength. So, comp cheerleaders need to be mentally strong because it's such a demanding sport. And you're going to have to learn how to take failures and setbacks throughout each competition because they're not always going to go your way. So, also you need to learn how to handle your stress, anxiety, and pressure. And I struggled with this a lot when I did competition cheer. Because if your stunt falls and no one else stunt falls, all the points you guys lost were on you. Or if you went to go tumble and you face plant, that's all those points are lost on you too. And even just hitting a wrong motion at the end of a dance or something could take so many points off. You also have to learn to take critiques from your coaches and your teammates because they will get mad at you when you don't do things right. But they're just trying to make you better. But the 3 things you do need to be a competitive cheerleader is you need to be able to stay focused, motivated, and confident, because without those, you would definitely not ever be successful in this sport. So, now for the physical aspect. Cheerleaders need to be physically strong because it involves a lot of physical activity, including stunting, tumbling, and jumps. And all those require a high level of strength, balance, and coordination. And if you think any of you would be able to just walk into a competitive cheer gym and do what they did, you will not be able to do that ever. So even though cheerleaders aren't tackling people to the ground like football players or running back and forth on a court for an hour like basketball players, they still need numerous amount of strength to throw people in the air like this picture and to tumble and stuff. So this team, that's called Top Gun, that's their gym, but that team that goes there is called TGLC, and they are amazing, worldwide known. And they are using a lot of strength in this pick, especially the middle girls, because they're balancing and helping these men throw them up there. So cheerleaders have to be super dedicated, and it takes years to build up skills worth competing. It's not like other sports where you could just take a year off and come back and still be kind of good. You would just lose everything you have, which happened to me a little bit. So rules, the 3rd one, rules and guidelines. There's always those basic rules in cheer, no jewelry, you could rip your earrings out, accidentally hit someone, stuff like that. No nails. I would not be allowed to compete if I had these on because you could poke someone. And age, you can't be a 1st grader on a team with an 18-year-old, even if you had the same skill level. But there's also more specific rules, limited, you can't be on as many as teams as you want. You can only be on 3, which I don't even know why you'd want to be on more than 3, that's a lot. And then what skills certain levels can compete. So in competitive cheer, there's levels 1 through 7, and in each of those, there's small, medium, and large, which just depends on how big your team is. So the final one you need is competitions. So all-star comps are high-energy events, and then teams from different towns, states, and across the nation come to compete against each other, and they are super competitive and intense. So cheerleaders, they perform 2-minute, 30-second routines, which is just constant moving, tumbling, flipping, stuff like that, and then judges base them on their difficulty, execution, and overall performance within the division. So one of the biggest comps that competitive cheer has happened over the last weekend. It's called Worlds, self-explanatory. It's the whole world. And teams from around the world come to compete to be world champs. So the teams that compete are insanely good, and you have to get bids to go there. You can't just show up. Kind of like a scholarship, a college community scholarship. They just give you money to come to their competition if you're good enough to make it. So here's that's the Worlds Arena. It's in Orlando, and they have Worlds every year. And the trophies that all these teams are holding are the ones that every team wants to win by the end of their season. So, in all, comp cheer should be considered a sport because it requires unique sets of skills that are different from any other type of sports. And from how hardworking and very dedicated it is, it should be realized.